In this video, we will discuss troubleshooting the MT500 and MT700 hardware. The first thing to do is look for the orange plug. This is the network connection. Check the tightness of all cables. Look for stray wires and strands. After you have done that, reconnect to the board. Take a control screwdriver and make sure the lugs are tightened appropriately. The next thing to do is to get a quality multimeter. You will want to check the black and white connection to the network plug. You should get a reading in an operating supermarket between 52 and 58 ohms, with 53 to 55 being ideal. Next, we will check the power supply to the MT500 board. Remove the green plug. Check that the wires are connected properly. Also look for any frayed wires or strands. Then take a control screwdriver and make sure the lugs are tightened properly. Please remember that the MT500 boards are powered with a center tap transformer. It can be a 24 volt or a 32 volt transformer. In this case, it is 32 volt, so look for 32 volts plus or minus 10% or 16 volts plus or minus 10%. Next, we will check the network and power connections to an MT700 node. Disconnect the orange network plug. Look for any stray wires or strands. Make sure the wires are firmly connected. With a control screwdriver, check that the lugs are properly tightened. Next, check the network resistance. On the orange network plug, check the resistance between the black and white conductors. In a supermarket, you should get a nominal 52 to 58 ohms, with ideal being 53 to 55. Next, check the power wiring coming to the power connector at the top. Make sure the wires are tight and there are no strands or frays. Again, check the lugs, make sure they are properly tightened. And then finally, with a good quality multimeter, check the voltage coming to the node. It should be 24 volts nominal, plus or minus 10 to 15%. Next, we will want to check the internal power supply for thermistors, sensors, and pressure transducers. There's a 5 volt supply and a 15 volt supply. So connect to the 5 volt and ground with a good quality multimeter to make sure you have a 5 volt supply. Then go to the 15 volt channel and check from 15 volt to ground and make sure that you have a 15 volt supply. On the MT700, it is the same. There is a 5 volt supply and a 15 volt supply. With a good quality multimeter, check the 5 volt circuit. Make sure you have the 5 volts for temperature sensors. And then check the 15 volt circuit. Make sure that you have 15 volt for the pressure transducers. The next thing you would like to check is the communication to and from the smart node. Now, we have a status light and we also have an RX and TX light, which indicates that the node is receiving and transmitting information on the network. So observe the lights. You should see activity on the RX and TX lights, and then on the status light for the MT500, you should see 1 second on, 4 seconds off, 1 second on, 4 seconds off. On the MT700 hardware, you'll also want to observe the communication lights. Please check the status LED to make sure that is blinking, and also check the RX-TX to make sure that those LEDs are also blinking. Thank you.